charges the phone?
Yes. So
Okay.
there's a difference between charge and discharge because the battery can't do that at the same time.
Oh, that's why
That's
when
a
you're
switch.
charging the battery, you have it in one position, then when you
Yes.
choose to have the battery charge the phone, it's in a different.
Yes.
Got it.
So
So you mentioned that you changed the voltage from 3 volts to 5 volts?
Yes.
How did you do that?
it's a little switching regulator, voltage regulator. I'm not sure. I still haven't researched on how the voltage regulator does that, but that's what it does. And it needs 5 volts for the USB port.
You talk about, I think halfway through your project, you realized you weren't at such a good spot. Can you just talk about
Yeah.
what happened and how you and with the guidance and instructors, they fixed it?
So yeah, actually my initial plan was to go from a generator to a huge capacitor to a motor, because I saw like MIT made this really cool project where they could put on like a small motor in the front wheel, and then basically it can be like a motorcycle. So I thought that was really cool, but I didn't have the material and the money to buy it because it's so expensive. But I really wanted to be able to do that, so what happened was that the generator cannot produce enough power to power the motor because the motor is way too big, and it would like only power the motor for 1 second, and it would go like this and nothing. So I didn't have enough power, so I want to like still try modifying it to figure out how to make that much power to actually power a motor like longer than 1 second. So yeah. I changed it to this, only charging a phone. Any more questions? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Golden, and I'm a rising senior at Gateway High School. This is my starter project. This was short notice. I wasn't aware that we had to present our starter project, so I don't have a battery or cable right now. But what this is a portable phone charger that can charge any device through USB. And this project was my first instance of, it was the first time I was exposed to like soldering and electrical circuitry. I didn't understand what capacitors or inductors or any of those things were. But through this project, I was exposed to all these parts, and now I understand what they do and how they work. This is my main project. It is a smartwatch. How it works is there's 4 parts. There's a HC06 Bluetooth module, a battery, the Arduino Pro Mini microcontroller, and a display. So when I plug in the battery, it powers the Arduino, which powers the other 2 components, and the Bluetooth then awaits data from my phone. So when I turn on Bluetooth from my phone, the time will sync. I deliberately unsync the time so I can show you how the time syncs. So my Bluetooth is on, it's connected, and it will soon update. So it says I have 74% battery, which matches what I have on my phone. And the time updates, so it's 7:06 p.m. Thursday evening. And on the app here, I can do much more. I can change the style of watch I want, so I can do digital if I want to, or I can do analog. I have RSS feeds, which are basically notification feeds from websites, so I can have weather updates and breaking news headlines update on my watch every however long I set the period of time. And you can also do filters. So right now I only have the battery filter, so it shows only what % battery I have there. But I can also do Wi-Fi. So my Wi-Fi is on. Set the filter, send data. It'll say I have 73% battery and that my Wi-Fi is on right there. So periodically, I set it to every half an hour, it'll update, and I'll see what's going on in my phone without actually taking my phone out of my pocket. Hardships with this project were, it was my second instance soldering and doing electronic circuitry. And I didn't really understand how to use the Pro Mini because it was meant for more advanced projects. And since I was only a beginner, I was kind of in over my head. It took me like over a week to figure out how to sync the Pro Mini. And I asked all my instructors, and Will also asked like instructors from other BlueStep programs. And they also said to, that thing is a piece of junk, to give up on it. But, I don't give up that easily. I'm kind of determined. And by the end of the mid-second week, I finally got into sync. And it was one of the most rewarding things. And that's what kept me going with this project. My second hardship with this was, since I wasn't really experienced in soldering, I burned out my first display, which was smaller than this display, which is why this thing's so clunky right now, because this is like an emergency display, sort of. So I had to wait another week for that, and I couldn't really work on this because if I didn't have a display, I couldn't, see what I'm doing. So that was a second struggle. Modifications. This wrist strap is a modification. It wasn't part of the original project. It's supposed to be just like a box. But I got this wrist strap so I can actually wear it every day, and it's more practical now. My other modification is to do vibration feedback. So every time I get a notification, like a battery thing or weather, I would get the vibrations. I can actually look down and see what the notification is when it shows up. And my third modification would be to make this smaller. As I said, this was like sort of an emergency display because I wouldn't have been able to get everything to work in time for today's showcase night. So my third modification would be to probably get a smaller display, solder on here, and trim down the case with the Dremel so it looks less clunky and ugly. This program really is an informative program. It's beginner friendly, and the staff here are really supportive of what you want to do, and they don't really like tell you no. It's what you want to do. It's your program. It's what you want to do, and it's really helped me move on in my life because now I understand what I want to do in college. Because the feeling of having something to work after a week of failure is really rewarding, and it's what's keeping me moving forward in college as well. Any questions?
What was the problem you figured with the Pro Mini? Why was it working for long?
Originally I was using a USB to FTDI cable, and I assume it was a connection error. So I solved this problem when I soldered on the USB to UART module, and it turned out to work. So I don't exactly, I think it was just like a connection issue, the FTDI, so I spend a week now, but next time if I have to use this, I know. Any other questions?
Did you have to write an app to communicate to that, or the existing app?
The app was pre-written by the creator, but there were modifications to the code that I had to make because I used different parts. So I had to rewrite some parts of the code. Any other?
So in like 2 months, I think Tim Cook's probably gonna get up on stage and talk about Apple's iWatch.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it make you feel? Do you feel like they're just wasting their time?
I don't know about
You
that.
already beat him to it?
I don't know about that one. He has vicious lawyers, so.
How do you charge your watch?
Okay, so good question. This is another modification I want to do. Will ordered another part which will allow me to use a cable to plug into my watch, because right now I have to take out the bottom and charge my watch. I'm using a bigger battery than I should be right now. So once I get that part, I will be able to modify it so I don't have to take out everything and charge the battery.
How much information can you sync your phone with this watch? For example, when you get an email, will your watch tell you that you have new email coming?
Oh yes, I can do that right now. So I actually don't have any emails right now, but it'll show me that I have no emails.
Like email, text,
Yeah, it'll show me SMS messages, emails, all that. So, weather, all that. So it says 0 unread emails. So yeah.
So, simple question, is there anything that the iPhone does or your smartphone does that that watch doesn't do?
Can you sort of rephrase that question?
How much can you translate the functions of the smartphone to the watch? What percentage of it overlaps? Is there some things it can't do?
Well, compared to like other watches, I guess, this isn't touchscreen, as you can see.
Yeah.
You can't control music.
Mhm.
Since it's only an Arduino controlling it, the RAM and the capabilities are minimal. But this is a great starter project if you want to look into more smaller devices and smartwatches.
Yeah. Okay. Good answer. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.